Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Skyrim. Last time we left off we came here. Monumental structure of High Hrothgar to hand in the horn of Jurgen Windcaller to the Greybeards. It seemed like many moons ago when we first picked up that quest line. In fact it probably was many moons ago, but we have finally got back here and handed it in. And as a reward for our diligence, we have been rewarded with the Unrelenting Force Shout, the final piece of the puzzle, to enable us to maximize its power. So we are dying to test it upon some innocent little foe. I say innocent, it will be tested on somebody who is going to kill us, but we shall shout them down first. So that's going to be Elwynn's priority, is to test this out. In fact, speaking of testing it out, do we have it equipped? We need it equipped. Yes, Unrelenting Force. Force, balance, push. With the emphasis on push. A big push. Pushing them flying into the air, hopefully. They won't know what hit them. Anyhow, the order of today, before I get carried away with myself. The order of the day today is to head down, back to Ivarstead. Down these steps here, and then once we're in Ivarstead we're going to go back around to Whiterun, where we will load off, unload ourselves with our burdens into the arms of the shopkeepers in exchange for gold, and then we shall come here to Thunderstone Gorge to learn another shout, probably from a word wall, and then from there we're going to push further west to Markarth, where no doubt we shall end the session ready to start up and running in a new town. Exploration, speaking with the locals, and finding out as much as we can about the history of that great place. So as we meander ourselves back down these steps and on to Whiterun, I shall leave you in the capable hands of Elwynn once again, as we recall together another one of the stories he read a few nights ago. Now he's picked up his interest in terms of finding out as much as he can about the Dwemer. And he had a book in his possession, I don't know if he still has it actually, that is a book about the Dwemer in a slight disguise. Books called Dwarves and Dwemer Inquiries and Dwemer this and Dwemer that are obviously Dwemer books, but a little bit of research had Elwynn fish out this from his bookshelf in his quarters in the college. Kima Vermidium being one of the series of books entitled Ancient Tales of the Dwemer. Now, Ancient Tales of the Dwemer, this is part 6. There are other parts. Some of those parts are lost, but some of them are existent. Remember, many weeks ago we read The Ransom of Zarek? That was one of the Ancient Tales of the Dwemer, and there are others that we have not read yet. But this one is Ancient Tales of the Dwemer Part 6 by Markarth Soul. So sit back, relax, and as we make our way down we shall retell this story of Kima Vermidium. Ancient Tales of the Dwemer by Markarth Soul. An incomplete series of fictional stories about the Dwemer. Part 6. Kima Vermidium. After many battles, it was clear who would win the war. The Kima had great skills in magic and bladery, but against the armoured battalions of the Dwemer, clad in the finest shielding wrought by Junago, there was little hope of their ever winning. In the interests of keeping some measure of peace in the land, Svothin the warlord agreed a truce with Corinthil Berif the beast. In exchange for the disputed lands, Svothin gave Berif a mighty golem, which would protect the Kima's territory from the excursions of the northern barbarians. Berif was delighted with his gift and brought it back to his camp, where all his warriors gaped in awe at it. Sparkling gold in hue, it resembled a Dwemer cavalier with a proud aspect. To test its strength, they placed the golem in the centre of an arena and flung magical bolts of lightning at it. Its agility was such that few of the bolts struck it. It had the wherewithal to pivot on its hips to avoid the brunt of the attacks without losing its balance, feet firmly planted on the ground. A vault of fireballs followed, which the golem ably dodged, bending its knees and its legs to spin around the blasts. The few times it was struck, it made certain to be hit in the chest and waist, the strongest parts of the body. The troops cheered at the sight of such an agile and powerful creation. With it leading the defence, the barbarians of Skyrim would never again successfully raid their villages. They named it Kima Vermidium, the hope of the Kima. Bereave had the golem brought to his chambers with all his house thanes. There they tested Kima Vermidium further. Its strength, its speed, its resiliency. They could find no flaw with its design. "Imagine when the naked barbarians first meet this on one of their raids," laughed one of the house thanes. "It is only unfortunate that it resembles a dreamer instead of one of our own," mused Carenthil Bereave. "It is revolting to think that they will have a greater respect for our other enemies than us." "I think we should never accept the peace terms that we did," said another, one of the most aggressive of the house thanes. "It is too late to surprise the warlord Sivothin with an attack." "It is never too late to attack," said Bereave. "But what of his great armoured warriors?" "I understand," said Bereave's spymaster, "that his soldiers always wake at dawn. If we strike an hour before, we can catch them defenceless, before they've had chance to bathe, let alone don their armour." "If we capture their armour at Jnago, then we too would know the secrets of blacksmithery," said Bereave. "Let it be done. We attack tomorrow, an hour before dawn." So it was settled. The Kima army marched at night and swarmed into the Dreamer camp. They were relying on Kima Vermidium to lead the first wave, but it malfunctioned and began attacking the Kima's own troops. Added to that, the Dreamer were fully armoured, well rested and eager for battle. The surprise was turned, and most of the high-ranking Kima, including Carenthil Bereave the Beast, were captured. Though they were too proud to ask, Sivothin explained to them that he had been warned of their attack by a calling, by one of his own men. "What man of yours is in our camp?" sneered Bereave. Kima Vermidium, standing erect by the side of the captured, removed its head. Within its metal body was Jnago, the armourer. "A dreamer child of 8 can create a golem," he explained. "But only a true great warrior and armourer can pretend to be one." Publisher's note. This is one of the few tales in this collection which can actually be traced to the Dreamer. The wording of the story is quite different from older versions in Aldmeris, but the essence is the same. Kima Vermidium may be the Dreamer Necharth Vermidums. This word occurs several times in plans of Dreamer armour and Animunculi, but its meaning is not known. It is almost certainly not Hope of the Kima, however. The Dreamer were probably the first to use heavy armours. It is important to note how a man dressed in armour could fool many of the Kima in this story. Also note how the Kima warriors react. When this story was first told, armour that covered the whole body must have still been uncommon and new, whereas even then, Dreamer creations like golems and centurions were well known. In a rare scholarly moment, Marabar's soul leaves a few pieces of the original story intact, such as parts of the original line in Aldmeris: "A dreamer of 8 can create a golem, but an 8 of dreamer can become one." Another aspect of this legend that scholars like myself find interesting is the mention of the calling. In this legend, and in others, there is a suggestion that the dreamer race as a whole has some sort of silent and magical communication. There are records of the Psijic Order which suggest they, too, share this secret. Whatever the case, there are no documented spells of calling. The Cyrodiil historian Vorguslis Melia first proposed this as a solution to the disappearance of the Dreamer. He theorized that in the First Era, 668, the Dreamer enclaves were called together by one of their powerful philosopher-sorcerers, Kargnak, in some documents, to embark on a great journey, one of such sublime profundity that they abandoned all their cities and lands to join the quest to foreign climes as an entire culture. Alright, so there you have it. Now in between that wee little story we had there, as you can see, Elwynn got to use his newfound power and sent a frost troll and a regular troll flying on their backsides. And I have to admit, I had a wee little chuckle to myself. Oh, canis fruit. As it happened the first time, but over the second time as well. It's quite funny. They go flying, don't they? They come shambling towards us, screeching and wailing, as if they're going to do something, and then whoosh, they get sent flying. Nasty surprise, I think. Yes, it's a nice little addition, I have to say. I like it. It's going to be a lot of fun sending things flying about the place with my voice. Anyhow, we just come across two Stormcloak soldiers that were sent to investigate some disappearances, and they got more than they bargained for. And funnily enough, as you just saw, we picked up another version of Kemar Vermidium. This one to sell though, it's worth 70 gold pieces, so it's rather expensive. Anyhow, we continue to walk down this lovely fast flowing river. Across the road is a more Nirn route, but we'll leave it. We're not that desperate for Nirn route. Just to go jumping across a rapid flowing river with slippery rocks. It's a bloody health hazard. So we had two choices. We could press on to Whiterun, or we could head into Ivarstead and have a sleep for the night. But we decided to press on to Whiterun. We can rest up at Whiterun when we get there. It's probably going to be like 2-3 o'clock in the morning by the time we do get there. But as you've witnessed in times gone by, Elwynn is not one for sleeping when there are things to do. And considering that his excitement is bubbling inside him, that he's just itching now to get to Markarth. He's obviously come here first to Ivarstead to hand in the Horn of Jürgen Windcaller and also to learn his master his Unrelenting Foreshout. But now that he's done that, there is nothing else that he wants to do more than get to Ivarstead. Ivarstead? Confusion. Markarth. So we are getting there by hook or by damn crook. Speaking of hooks and crooks, I think I've taken a wrong turn here. I've just sort of stumbled across some kind of a door. Where the hell have I come? This is obviously the wrong way. Weird. This is probably an exit door to some dungeon. Brilina, I think we've taken a wrong turn. You'll have to bear with me, I've lost my bearings now. You see, I haven't been here for many weeks. And it's dark, so where the hell am I going? That's a good question. Down here, probably. There we go. There's a lot of goats and foxes about. Ah, look at that view. Isn't it a beauty? Isn't it a beauty? Bloody hell, that Atron out lingered for a while, didn't he? Clomping about as we tried to stealthily walk through the night. Ah, this looks slightly more slightly more promising. So what we're going to end up doing is going to go down the road. We're going to end up coming across the salt flats and back up towards Valtheme Towers. Now the reason why I've come this way, I think somebody suggested for me to go an alternative route, stopping off by Falkreath. But the reason why I'm coming this way is because of the treasure map. Now if I bring up my items once again, you'll see that in my possession I have treasure map number 2, which shows that there is a treasure chest hidden somewhere near Valtheme Towers. So I am going to there, en route to Whiterun, to see if I can locate that treasure. Shouldn't be too difficult. It might require a little bit of looking about, but hopefully we'll find it. Excellent, so here we are at the Salt Flats. Somebody patrolling the road, probably, hopefully not a bandit that's going to attack me. Just a farmer. There's this waterfall again. There's a cave nearby. I remember coming across the cave in times gone by, but refusing to enter. There's a tower of some sort here that was full of mages, which I have already been in. It's all coming back to me now. Ah, they have resurfaced. Have they? Well, let's see what he's going to do, is he? Hello there! Greetings! Poof! Oh, oh, oh! That's just a small taste, lovey! Wait till I get my full mashings on you! Ooh! Ooh! You've got yourself a little life ward, have you? Eh? It won't last forever! She's doing well! Let's see how she fares now! Yeah, on your jacksy, love! Oh my god, she's pretty tough! Clip to heal! Whoa, I have to say, in the grand scheme of things, she was a tough cookie. I'll give her dues. Glass dagger. Spell tome for oak flesh. Robes of recharging. Hairs in a little bun. Weird. She was pretty tough, Marlena, I have to say. I'm going to give her some props for that. Her ward was pretty robust. And even when she was getting hit with fireballs in the damn face, she's never faltered. But there can only ever be one winner in a situation like that. And that is the Archmage. A bandit just lying in the road. Probably killed by that storm mage up there, if I was to hazard a guess. Okay, it's 10:55, time's pressing on and we're off to Whiterun, so come on. Let's keep on moving. Ah, who's this in the road? Somebody else to attack me?
Greetings, brother. You look weary. I have something to help you relax, if you're interested.
No, thank you.
All right, then.
Cumberliner, it's a drug dealer. We'll leave him to his profession. I shan't be partaking. Sometimes it's just nice, isn't it, just to walk, listening to the ambience, a little bit of musical accompaniment whilst we head to our destination. Just observing the landscapes, the trees, the water, the rocks. Just get lost in the moment. It's the beauty of this game. You could literally... Belina? You wouldn't... Oh, Belina! Could you hurry up, please? Don't start this silly game with me again. What was I saying? Yes, about, you know, you could play this game in so many ways. Obviously you can do the main quest line, you can do side quest lines. You don't even have to do any quest lines. You can just RP a character, a farmer, and, you know, somebody that goes and likes to sightsee. His mission, should he choose to accept it, is to find as many of the greatest views of Skyrim. And if you're playing on the PC particularly, find those views, find those vistas, screenshot them and post them online. The many, you know, the many beautiful landscapes of Skyrim. And that could be your mission in life, to traverse the various landscapes of this land and find those hidden spots, those hidden gems that are hard to reach, or where people dare not tread.